And I was like, cool, it's probably one of my fans, better check what it says. So I took screenshots from it. You probably can't see them very well, but I'll read them out to you. So first bit was, hey, I really liked your set and voice tonight. Good, so far so good. Guitar needs work though. Cool. Can't trust inanimate objects. Is that a saying? I've never heard this before. Is it some like oldie worldie like can't trust inanimate objects or something? I don't know, it doesn't really make sense. Anyway, so as you can see, I have blurred out this hero's name and face to protect his anonymity, but also to protect your eyes from what I can only say looks like a human skin tag. So let's break it down. So he says, hey, spelled H-E-Y, so a hair. Yeah. I really liked your set and voice tonight. I kind of think it's a bit hard to have one without the other in a comedy set, really. I don't know how much comedy you can achieve without some form of vocal production. It could be like a really shit form of mime, like... Yeah, I don't think that would work for me. And then here's the clanger. Guitar needs work, though. I love that, to be honest. I think this guy probably just thought he was being a hero, or as I like to call it, a jumped-up little cunt. Yeah, notice as well how he's only managed to spell three letters of the word though, so T-H-O. I can only assume that this is because he was pushed for time, because he was playing the fucking Samaritan to all the comedians in North London that night, so he had to get through a lot of people, so he had to type in shorthand. This kind of this is the thing where it's like, I so love it when a guy comes to me and blesses me even, with some unsolicited advice that I didn't ask for. It kind of it's a bit reminiscent of the fact, so when Hugh Hefner died recently, he was buried next to Marilyn Monroe's grave, which is proof, I think, that even in death, you can't escape the guy who comes up to you and asks, is this seat taken, whilst promptly taking it anyway, without waiting for your reply. But yeah, so no fucking idea what that means, but let's just, yeah. So really, we've got, I'll give him a bit of identity, but I'll still protect his name, so let's just call him Schmeichel. But we've got to thank him, really, because quite frankly, this whole thing has been a really great device for managing you guys' expectations, because the thing is I am fucking shit at playing guitar, and you are going to have to listen to a little bit of that. But yeah, so this is so we've got to thank him for this. Anyway, are you ready for the guitar? You're going to put your hands together. It's Edwina Sheeran at Wembley! Woo! Get ready. Mine's going to be blown. Okay. He's right, I am shit. But actually, for the eagle-eared and festival-goers amongst you, you'll actually maybe recognise that little tune as something other than Seven Nation Army. It was, oh, Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah, it's a political set, it's not, don't worry. So as a room full of comedians, or those who appreciate comedy, I'm guessing most of us like to think we're a bit lefty, except for my mother, who's recently turned into a raging fascist. Sorry, I'm going to shame you for this. Sir, do you like Jeremy Corbyn? Okay, well, fuck you, I think he's great, but I don't just like Jeremy Corbyn, though, ladies and gentlemen. I like him. The reason I fancy Jezza, true story, is because he strikes me as the kind of guy that would be a real dickhead to women. And for whatever reason, I'm just really into guys like that. I know it's unhealthy, but they're the type of men I fancy. You could just say it's my type. I've got this incredibly fine-tuned radar that's been built up from years of experience, whereby if one, mean man appears on the horizon, I know to run a mile toward him and then teabag him or something like that. My mother and therapists put my love for cruel men down to daddy issues. I don't think I really get those, though, to be honest. Like the other day I was getting down and dirty. This is a preview of my Atonal Sex album. It's dropping early 2018. You can order it on Amazon. Woohoo! Anyway, we were getting down and dirty, and he was like, "Oh yeah, girl, who's your daddy?" And I was like, "He's a doctor." It hasn't always been horrible men, though. A few X's time ago, I went out with a nice boy, can you believe it? And he was even a mummy's boy. It was mental. It was such an anomaly to my type. The only thing that did draw me to him, at least in the bedroom, it felt like he hated me. It was kind of like, But pretty soon after that event had finished, I'd lose my lady boner promptly because, as I said, he was a mummy's boy. So we would have to go and hang out with his mum quite a lot. And she was a perfectly nice woman, don't get me wrong, but she did always have this air about her directed at me of like, I wanted to fuck my son. It's a bit disturbing. That's why, to be honest, I find it safer to stick to men who hate their mothers. It's easier. One downside, though, I will say, of dating a lot of dickheads is they like to send you dick pics. Who here has received a dick pic? Woo! Who here sent one? Hang on a minute. What's this? Oh, Mr. Cut Your Hair just airdropped me a picture of his. It is tiny! But yeah, I sometimes think of Pokemon cards. I'm gonna get murdered. I sometimes think of Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards to me remind me of like the millennial version of no, that's gone completely wrong. Hang on, reset. Dick pics, I just ruined the joke. Dick pics remind me of the millennial version of Pokemon cards. There we go. In that there are it's my first 10 minutes, I'm very nervous. In that there are so many in circulation for you to collect. And believe me guys, we do compare them and we even trade them. I am